Hey, I wanted to show you guys how I painted this robin's head. I was just going to show you how to paint the beak, and then I decided I wanted to do the whole head because you have so much more information as to how everything turns out. I always start with the eye. The colors I used in this video was neutral tint, raw umber, Vandyke brown, Pyrrole red, and Gamboge Nova, and I'll put that in the information area so you can see that. Right now I'm painting his bill. I used Gamboge Nova for that, and I just used varying amount of the paint to get the different shades, and then I used the raw umber for the tip of the bill and the dirty part. It looks kind of dirty at the base of his bill. And then here you can see that I am basing in the bottom, the mandible part of the bill, just getting a base in there. Oh, and I added some Pyrrole red so you could see this split, you know, where his top bill and the bottom bill meet. There's also, it seemed highlighted to me at the tip of his bill on the bottom with a little bit of Pyrrole red I put in there. And also at the top, it looks, if you look real close at the photo, it kind of looks, that must be where his nostril is, but it looked like a red color to me. So that's why I put that on top. Now here I used probably raw umber, I think, to do the split of the bill and kind of outline the top so you can see the difference between that and the rest of the paper. I'm not going to have a background up in that area, so I wanted to make that stick out a little bit more. And then there I'm starting to get that dark color in by the base of his bill, the dark color of the feathers at the base of his bill. That was done with a blend of Vandyke, or Vandyke brown and neutral tint. I blended together to get that dark color. And I probably used a little bit of raw umber too. You'll see as I go along and paint in his head. There are the feathers at the bottom, mostly neutral tint and Vandyke brown. And I wanted to show you guys, you know, I left a lot of this video, a lot of it in. I wanted to show you guys the detail, what goes into this, and you notice that I'm using the point of my brush and not the whole thing. That brush is a number 4 Masterstroke Finest Red Sable from Dick Blick that I'm using. And here you see that I carefully am painting around the markings. He's got 3 white markings on his head. One there that I'm going around. There was a little bit I saw at the base of his bill, so I kind of left that. And then he's got the white eye ring, of course. And I did not use any masking of any kind on this painting. I just painted around and left the paper white where it needed to be white. It was really fun to do this painting, and it's fun to show you guys the process. And there you see I'm darkening it up at the bottom underneath his bill. This is a male robin. That's how you can tell the difference between the male and female. The male, in the robin's case, the male has much brighter, like the red breast is brighter on the male. The head is darker on the male. When you see a robin with a lighter head, that's a female. And here you can see that I'm basing in his head. And since, like I said, I'll have no background in that area, I want to make it look more feathery than I usually do. You can see I'm kind of using the tip of my brush to get those feather strokes in a little bit. And I also use the tip right there to split that eye ring, because it is split. If you look closely at the video or when you see a robin in your yard, you'll notice that there is a split there. And the painting looks really awkward right now, I feel. And paintings do have points where they look awkward, but just keep going and you'll see. As I keep going here, you'll see how it changes, because you know, I'm refining, like it right there. I'm refining that top white part, kind of bring it down and shape it with the tip of my brush. And I'm doing the same thing with the bottom eye ring as well. And darkening and refining in places. You see I kind of use a scumbling motion. You don't want to use straight flat lines, because those are feathers actually, and they're just different colored feathers, so you don't want to make it a flat line. You want to make it kind of jagged. And that's where you get your realism from. And there you see I'm darkening it, darkening his head. Like I said, he was really fun to do. Portions of this video I left in as well, because for some reason that brush kept splitting on me, and I'm not sure why. And I was kind of fighting that too, trying to shape it to a point, and it just did not want to do it. And when I wash this brush, it's a sable. When I wash it, it goes to a point, but when I'm using it, for some reason it splays. I'm not real sure why it does that. There you can see I'm putting another base on his head to darken him up. There were, I don't know, probably 3-4 layers that I put on there. You don't want to just glob it on all at once. You work in layers. So he's just about done. I'm just kind of refining. There I used cobalt blue in the highlight of his eye. And I decided to put a little bit more cobalt blue in there. And I left it at that. I left a little bit of white showing in that highlight. And there you can see it's finished. And thank you for watching.